Welcome back to the Vegan Girl Diaries episode 9. I thought I would go on my like page today, but I usually do most of my live videos on my personal page. So if you are on YouTube watching this, you can check out both of my Facebook pages. I go live on both, but usually my personal page. This would have been episode 10, but last week I was actually on a plane. My flight got canceled and then it was delayed the next day, so I didn't get home until way later than usual. And I was actually looking at my wedding venue and I had to stay an extra day. So I apologize for missing an episode, you guys. But anyway, I want to preface this video by saying that everything that I talk about in these episodes, my Vegan Girl Diaries, is from personal experience. I'm not a dietitian. I simply share what works for me, what has worked for me, and my own journey. So that said, I was actually talking to the ladies in my Vegan Girl Gang group. Shout out to you guys if you're on live or watching this video. And if you missed the last episode, I just opened up a free Facebook group community for all vegan women around the world, or anybody who's transitioning or curious. And it's just a place where we hang out together. It's a safe space. It's super fun. We share recipes and resources, tips, victories, everything, and I'll link it below. But anyway, I asked them what their biggest struggles were when transitioning to vegan, or what their struggles still are in that transition. And a common one was, you guessed it, missing cheese. And I talked about this on my Snapchat yesterday, which is just dream4TMRW. If you search that, you'll find me, because sometimes I get a little bit annoyed because I hear it so often, like, how can you live without cheese? But like every single objection that I hear when it comes to veganism, I always have to take a step back and think about where I was before making the transition. I used to be a cheese addict, and I'm very open about that. And I know it's a little bit of an exaggeration. I wasn't like addicted to cheese, but I was obsessed with it. And I was vegetarian for like 13 years. So dairy was a huge part of my diet back then. And if you are vegetarian, it's probably a big part of your diet now. But really, like, I mean it when I say burritos and pizza were basically what made up my diet. So it was very heavy on the dairy. And it's funny because I was researching this before doing this episode, and pizza is the top most addictive food for all humans, kids, college students, adults, like everyone. And guess why? It's the cheese. So we all know that food addiction is a real thing. Emotional eating is a whole other category, but I think it's pretty obvious, especially since I live in the United States, that food addiction is a huge issue. We are surrounded by processed foods every single place we go. Think about it, the gas station, the grocery store, even if you go to a workout class, like just passing fast food places, it's everywhere. But anyway, to go back to my cheese story, fatty foods are associated with addictive eating habits. So pizza, cheese, all the things that you crave when you're super hungry and when you're in that craving mode, it's the casein. Casein is in all milk products. And so when you're digesting this protein, your brain gets a rush of dopamine. So basically you're being rewarded for eating it. And think about this. When you're eating pizza, at least for me, I can never ever just eat one slice of pizza. It's a struggle, or it was a struggle when I wasn't vegan. But now that I am vegan, my pizza is mostly cheeseless or fake cheeseless. I like just having like marinara sauce and lots of veggies on it, and it's so good. So I can stop myself usually. But when I was in college, I could eat like an entire Domino's pizza by myself. And yeah, that's kind of embarrassing, sure, but I know I'm not the only one, and I feel like I need to be real with you guys. Like, that was my main thing. I was addicted to it. I would get late night pizza deliveries all the time. Same with ranch dressing. Oh my gosh, that was amazing, right? But there's vegan alternatives to that. When I was in college, though, it was a struggle. Like, I was constantly eating cheese and hoarding pizza and carbs, and cheese is just wildly addicting. But here's the thing. You can live without it, period. And I would say like the best way to do this is to detox from it, because at first you're going to crave it, but then after a little bit of time, you're going to feel super light and amazing. And if you eat it again, you're going to notice a huge change because you're going to feel like complete shit. That was for me, at least from my own personal experience, when I fell back to being a vegetarian, because I was like an unhealthy vegan, I would say, because I ate a lot of processed vegan foods for about a year and a half in high school. And then I went back to being a vegetarian. And what happened was when I went back to being vegetarian, I became like lactose intolerant, right? I felt awful. And when I realized, like, over time, why am I still feeling like this? duh, I'm not a baby cow. I shouldn't be consuming dairy products because I am not a cow. That's not normal. So I do want to offer up some cheese alternatives though for people who are considering giving it up. If you aren't even vegan or vegetarian, just want to try it out, that's awesome. And I can honestly say that I never miss it anymore. I really don't. But I'm a human, and if I like smell a cheese pizza or something, it's going to be amazing. Like, I love that smell because that's normal. And I remember that like rush of happiness that I would get from eating pizza, or I would get that feeling from eating cheese. If you guys have the same feeling, let me know, because I think it's important to just go back to where it comes from. This is where I'm going to get a little bit graphic, because I think it's really important. If you haven't watched Cowspriacy or Forks Over Knives or Earthlings, those are great documentaries to watch. They're mostly on Netflix. I think Earthlings is on YouTube, I believe, but it's really important to know what you're eating, to know where it's coming from. And I really do have to step back if you are craving this. So when I was a new vegan, I think about the moms who have their babies ripped away from them and then they're taken to slaughter. I think of the cows who are artificially inseminated over and over and over again. They give birth in this tiny little stall where they can't move, and eventually they're slaughtered as well. That's what I think about when I see cheese pizza. That's what I think about when I see tubs of ice cream. So cheese, not so hard to give up when you think about where it's coming from. Alternatives, there's Daiya cheese shreds, there's Miyoko's Chow cheese, which is my absolute favorite. The cayenne pepper one is so good. And honestly, like nutritional yeast, even alone, that's like a great Parmesan cheese topping kind of thing. It's so good on pizza. I honestly put it on like every single food item. I think it's awesome on popcorn. If you get the Skinny Pop white cheddar that's actually vegan and you put some nutritional yeast on top, it's so good. But you could even make a cheese sauce too out of like cashews and onions and carrots and water and nutritional yeast. You make all of that together, you add some jalapenos in it, there you go. You got like a queso dip. Or you could just have that cheese and put it on mac and cheese noodles or zoodles, whatever you guys want. It's cheese sauce, but it's cruelty free. So that's really what I wanted to talk about when it comes to being a past cheese addict, because I've been there and I don't want to judge anybody, because I have to remember who I was before discovering veganism and before doing my own research. So it's important to put yourself in that position and just be a student, be in research mode, make your own decisions. And I do quickly want to mention something super exciting. I am currently running a giveaway on my Instagram. It is going to be going on, I think, until next Friday. That's when I posted about it. And it'll be a random follower who wins. I put it in a little generator. Whoever wants to enter that, and more entries you have, I'll add you into that, and check it out. It's on my Instagram. I'll link that below, and I will be giving away my absolute favorite tank top. I get asked about it all the time because I wear it all the time, and it's so cute. It's a new one I'm gonna buy. Don't worry, guys. It says, I just want to do yoga, drink wine, and save animals. And that basically like sums me up. So it's a muscle tank. It's perfect for working out. It's super comfortable. It's light. It's adorable. So if you want to enter to win that tank top, make sure to go to my Instagram page to do so. And I will link that below again. And I will see you guys next time on the Vegan Girl Diaries.